Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to unpack the stories behind the headlines. Today, we're looking at NFL free agency. Everyone loves the splash signings, the big money deals. But we're asking, what if real success is quieter? What if it's about the smart moves, not just the loud ones? We're going to take a close look at the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. Our sources point to a few signings they supposedly won't regret. It's kind of a shortcut, really, to seeing smart team building in action.
Yeah, it's a great angle because, look, every GM wants to make waves, but James Gladstone in Jacksonville, he seems to have approached this offseason, well, differently. Definitely wasn't just about throwing money around.
Right.
No Brinks truck deals this time around. It really suggests maybe a strategic shift, learning lessons perhaps from past regimes like Trent Balog's time, where maybe overpaying became a bit of an issue. So yeah, it sets you up expecting some calculated moves here.
Yeah. That context is key, isn't it? Okay, so let's get into the first one our sources flagged. Patrick McCarry, offensive lineman. He's projected, I think, to be the starting right guard. But the really interesting thing, the thing that jumps out, is this five-spot versatility. Sounds amazing on paper, but does that versatility sometimes mean, like, they're good everywhere but maybe not great anywhere? Is there a hidden risk there?
That's a fair question to ask. And yeah, sometimes jack of all trades can mean master of none. But with McCarry, it seems more about competence across the board.
Yeah.
The key isn't just can he play multiple spots, it's can he do it effectively when needed. See, for an O-line, it's all about cohesion communication.
Yeah.
So his value isn't shuffling him constantly. It's about minimizing risk. Injury hits, okay, you got a guy who can step in, who's done it before. It's strategic depth. Stability. Less of a gamble, more of an insurance policy.
Okay, I see. So it's less about pure talent at one spot and more how that flexibility shores up the whole unit strategically. But Kakari, he was with the Ravens for 6 years, right? Came in undrafted, which is always a good story. And Jacksonville gave him a 3-year, $37.5 million deal. That's pretty solid for a versatile guy. It makes me think of those glue guys, the ones who don't get the headlines but just make everything work better.
Exactly. And then you look at his profile, how he fits with head coach Liam Cohen's blocking scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It's described as almost perfect. He's physical, plays tough in the trenches, but he's also got agility, quickness, that mix, power and movement. That's kind of crucial for these modern offenses. You need both run blocking and quick feet for pass pro.
Right. So for you listening, McCarry signing is a good example of finding value beyond just the starting spot. That versatility is a strategic tool, minimizing risk, and maximizing how you use your roster spots on that offensive line. Okay, so McCarry demonstrates that versatility piece, but what about when it's not just one spot, but maybe a whole group that needs reinforcing? That takes us to the next one, which is actually, well, it's 3 players, really. A trio for the pass rush.
Yeah, this one's interesting. You look at the Jags pass rush after the draft.
Yeah.
It was looking a little thin on depth. I mean, you've got Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen, obviously great players. But behind them, relying just on, say, Miles Cole and Jalen McLeod for your primary depth, that's risky. Defensive coordinator Anthony Campanelli clearly wasn't going to bank on that. One injury there, and you're potentially in trouble.
Makes sense. So the solution comes as this package deal. Emmanuel Ogbah, Dennis Gardeck, and DeJuan Smoot. And the claim from our sources is pretty bold. This gives Jacksonville their deepest edge rusher room ever in franchise history.
It is bold, but look at the pieces. Smoot comes back, right? After a year in Buffalo, he knows the place, proven contributor there before. Ogbah comes up from Miami, another experienced vet, knows how to get to the quarterback. And Gardeck, he's not just depth, he's apparently excellent on special teams too, brings that high-energy motor.
Yeah.
So it's not just throwing bodies at it. Each guy seems to bring something specific, something complementary.
So it's like portfolio diversification, but for pass rushers. Instead of one huge signing, they spread the investment across 3 solid proving guys. That feels like a really smart way to address a critical need, reducing the risk if one guy doesn't pan out or gets hurt. It's a depth play, a masterclass in it, maybe. All right, finally, let's shift back to the O-line, specifically the center spot, Robert Hainsey. Now, the description here is interesting. Our sources say he's not elite, but a sufficient player who gets the job done quietly. That phrase, gets the job done quietly. For an offensive lineman, how valuable is that? Is quiet actually good?
Oh, it's absolutely gold. Seriously. For an O-lineman, especially a center, quiet is often exactly what you want. This signing looks like a clear upgrade over Mitch Morse, who retired and, well, was maybe showing some signs of decline. And here's a really key piece. Hainsey knows Liam Cohen. They were together in Tampa Bay when Cohen was the OC there. That familiarity, That's huge. It means the learning curve for the system, especially for the line calls and adjustments at center, should be much shorter. Think about it. When do you usually hear about an offensive lineman? When they miss a block, give up a sack, or get a penalty, right? So if a guy like Hainsey isn't talked about much, that usually means he's just doing his job consistently, reliably. Like that old truck analogy might not be flashy, but it starts every day. And in the NFL, that quiet consistency is incredibly valuable.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. That instant connection with the coach combined with just solid, reliable play. No drama. That's the kind of stuff winning teams are built on, isn't it? So, for you, the listener, Hainsey maybe challenges that notion that every signing needs to be a star. It shows how important those solid, maybe unsung guys are, the quiet professionals. Okay, so let's pull back for a second. We looked at Mekakari's versatility, the edge rusher trio building depth, and Hainsey's quiet effectiveness. These three moves, or 5 players, I guess, they really seem to paint a picture of a different approach by the Jaguars this offseason, don't they? Strategic,
Yeah.
thoughtful, focused on specific needs like versatility, depth, quiet reliability, rather than just chasing the biggest name.
Absolutely. Looks like a focus on shoring up key areas. Offensive line stability, defensive pressure depth. These aren't necessarily headline-grabbing moves every time, but they build foundational strength across the roster. And potentially, without the huge price tags or risks that come with those mega deals, it feels sustainable.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. In this world of nonstop sports news, always chasing the biggest splash, what does it really mean when a team prioritizes these kinds of smart, maybe understated moves? The ones that our sources say won't be regretted. Maybe, just maybe, real success in free agency isn't about winning the press conference in March. Maybe it's about making those quiet, calculated adjustments that actually pay off on the field for years to come.